Hi, my name's Emma Bell and I work with people to shift their mindset so that they can be calmer, happier, more fulfilled right now. So your call to action from the last video was to focus on the right problem, because the solution to the problem is shifting your thinking. So I hope that worked well for you. Today what I want to look at is how to train your brain. So another technique on how to train your brain. You'll have heard the phrase that neurons that fire together wire together. That's a handy phrase just to bear in mind as we go through today's workshop. Now this beautiful picture is a picture of a pathway through a forest, and the point of that is that if you followed the call to action from the last video, namely to shift your thinking by 1 degree, and you persist with that thinking, then your neurons will fire together and wire together, and that essentially creates a pathway. A neural pathway, rather like a pathway through a forest that becomes more established the more frequently you walk along it. So, with that in mind, let me share with you Pascal Leone's work in the Harvard piano experiment. There were students who were asked to learn this 5-finger piano tune, so literally just using their 5 fingers, and to try and keep the beat to 60 beats per minute measured by the metronome, and they practiced that for 2 hours a day for a week. And at the end of that practice period, they were placed under a TMS coil so that the scientists could measure the growth in their motor cortex, the extent to which their brain's real estate had changed because of the movement in their fingers, and they recorded that. The really interesting thing though about this experiment is that another group of students were asked to just think about carrying out the 5-finger piano tune. And they did that for a period of 5 days, again for 2 hours every day, and they were placed under a TMS coil to measure the change in the growth of their motor cortex. And the same change had occurred in those who had physically played the tune as had occurred in those who had simply thought about playing the tune. So that visualization had resulted in the changes to their brain in the same way as the practical exercise. Now, if there's any golfers watching, you know that's true. Same with footballers. You visualize, 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 and that helps train your brain in order to get greater performance. But it also works with non-physical sports, like shifting your thinking in the context of relationships, seeing your colleagues more constructively, seeing your husband, your wife, your partner, your friends more constructively. You create that pathway through the forest by just shifting your thinking by 1 degree, and it works with the way that you think about yourself. Even just shifting that by 1 degree creates a new neural pathway, and your motor cortex changes so that that becomes your default thinking when faced with an occasion where you want to get the best out of yourself. So your call to action for this week is think about, as well as shifting your mindset, actually supplementing it by using visualization. So if you've got a presentation to give and that instinctively causes you to shrivel up at the thought of speaking in front of 200 or 2,000 people, then visualize yourself doing it and doing it well and feeling confident and projecting your voice and having people in the audience smiling back at you. Whatever the visualization of success looks like, or of a successful process looks like, twin that with your shifting your mindset and really use all of your brain's faculties to get the best out of yourself. So I'll see you next week, but meantime you'll see an icon on the screen. Please click on it, join our email list if you haven't already, share this video because this stuff helps people. And if you like this, you'll love my book, The True You, jump onto emmajbell.com right now and you can download your free copy. Have a great week.